World-class marketing. I'm Mariah Rossell, and today I'm going to talk about Tony Robbins' third of 7 forces of business mastery, which is world-class marketing. Marketing is how your customers know your brand. However, what is important in order to get to this world-class marketing is that you need to know who they are. Who are your clients? Who are your customers? What do they like? What don't they like? What things make them really excited? You need to know your customer in and out. This is why one of the reasons when you look at the self-help coaching professional development world, a lot of people's ideal client is who they were 5 years ago, because they know exactly who they were 5 years ago. But if you have never been the person who is your client, you might want to get out there and do interviews and surveys, do market research, know who your client is. Another thing that you need to do in world-class marketing is that you need to be able to tell your story in such a convincing way that your client, your customer, wants to buy. Make them inspired. Evoke emotion. People buy for emotional reasons. Very rarely do they buy for intellectual reasons. Certainly, there are things that you buy for intellectual reasons. For instance, I have bought plenty of business software for logistical reasons, but if I actually look at it, no. I bought them because I was stressed out. I bought them because I wanted to save time. I bought them because I had a need and there was an emotional need, and then the business solution came. The other thing you really want to know is know your product. If you don't know the ins and outs of your product, if you don't know the benefits of it, you don't know every single ingredient and where it came from, you don't know everything about your product, you're not going to show up as knowledgeable, and you're not going to be able to sell your product, because when clients have questions, when customers have questions, you need to be able to answer those questions intelligently and quickly. And so when we look at this idea of world-class marketing, those are some general tips, but there are 5 specific tips that Tony Robbins talks about in world-class marketing. The first one is that you need to be available, you or someone else. So if you're a sole proprietor, that's okay. But you want to go on vacation and you want to not talk to anybody for 2 weeks? Hire a virtual assistant. Hire someone that's going to be available to answer those questions. At minimum, put vacation notice on your email. But you need to be available, because if you're not available, then your clients aren't going to know that you're even available and excited and willing to work with them. And this is something that I personally experienced a lot when I was doing body work and healing work and trying to travel the world. Is my clients would be great and I'd be in town, and then I'd go and travel for 6 weeks and I'd come back and I'd have to rebuild my business again, because if I'm not consistently showing up, they're going to find somebody else. And this is true in every business. You always have competitors. Even if you're the most amazing person ever, amazing at your product, if you don't keep showing up, you're not available, they're going to find something else. And when they find something else, it's going to be a process for them to choose to transfer back to you, if they ever do. Step 2 is that we need to respond quickly and with meaning. So if your client sends you an email, have a policy in your mind. What is the period of time? I respond within 24 hours. I have my email on my phone. I often respond to my prospects and my team and everybody within 10 minutes. Rarely do I respond in more than 4 hours. But I have a time period at the beginning of the day and the end of the day that I check my email and I make sure everybody is responded to. Because that way they feel taken care of. They feel important. They feel like you care. If they don't feel like you care, if they don't feel like you're important, if you're not a part of, or they're not a part of what you care about, they're going to go find someone else that actually cares about them and their needs. And you want to respond with meaning. Don't just be like, yeah, that's great. But really go. Listen to what they have to say. That goes back to the know who they are, know what they like, know them intimately. And so respond with meaning. And so that may even be adding additional questions or additional information. But when they really think that you know them, and you, because you do, then they're going to want to keep staying around because you know them, because you care, because this is more than just a financial business transaction. It's a meaningful connection. And that's one of the things that we're seeing in our society is people crave meaning. And so create that meaning as a part of your business practice. You want to understand, step 3, is that you want to understand their goals and help them make informed decisions. So this goes back to know your customer, right? And listen, ask them questions. What are their goals and help them make informed decisions? One of the best experiences I've had in business is when I've gone to somebody and I've talked about my goals, I've talked about what I need, and they're like, you know what? I'm not the best person for you, but have you tried X, Y, or Z? And I've done that. I give referrals out to clients all the time because they're not somebody that's in, so to speak, in my wheelhouse. They're not the person I can help the best, but I can refer them to somebody else because I care. I care that they get the best service more than I care that I get the sale. And that's just good business hygiene. And I help them make informed decisions because if somebody comes to me and they say, hey Mariah, I want to make $1 million, I have no experience, and I think I can do it in the next 2 to 3 months. I have not seen that happen. I can't say that you can't do it that quickly, but I'm going to give them a little bit more information and say, you know, let's look at a larger time frame. And let's look at what kind of budget, what kind of time you have to put into your business. Let's look at all of these things, and then they can make that informed decision of, okay, I do want to do this, and I now understand the reality. Or, well, maybe I'm just going to buy lottery tickets instead. That's a better informed decision for me. But giving them those informed decisions, rather than pushing them into sales, rather than asking them, buy, do it now, I give them information. And I give them the pros and the cons of what I'm doing. I give them other options. And I want them to really feel like they are making the decision because they are. Because when your client takes ownership over their decision, it empowers them and it excites them to take steps and take progress. And this is really important if you are in a client-centered business, is that I don't want to work with anyone unless they want to work with me and they want to work for themselves and they are going to motivate. Yes, I will be your greatest cheerleader. I will push you. I will encourage you. And if you aren't self-motivated, it doesn't matter how much somebody else is encouraging you because you're not going to actually make any progress. And so that's why it's really important to give them that information so that they decide and they commit and they make that decision. Step 4 is that you want to collaborate with your clients to create value. Collaboration is huge, but one of the questions that I like to ask is, how can I create greater value than I have with my clients? If I always see my client as, well, the only relationship I can have with this person is this person gives me money. And it depends. You know, if you're a counselor, for instance, you may not be able to collaborate with your clients because of HIPAA and confidentiality and things like that. But if you're in other service-based businesses, maybe you can. So maybe, for instance, you are amazing at marketing, but you're not so great at branding. And one of your clients is amazing at branding, but not great at marketing. So the two of you could collaborate together and create this new package, this new course, this new workshop that you can put out to the masses of marketing and branding together. It's an integrated approach. And that is amazingly powerful. And what you're doing is you're creating these strong relationships you've already had with your customer. And in order for someone to be your customer, they need to know you, like you, and trust you. So your customer already knows you, likes you, and trusts you, which is a great foundational step to starting something larger that is collaboratory. And finally, step 5 in creating your world-class marketing is that you want to add a personal touch. So whatever it is, and this is one of those hard things I find to learn, is that creating your personal touch. Because who are you and what message do you want to send out to the world? I have learned from amazing world-class business people. And they're all a little bit different. One of my mentors is Buddhist. Another one of my mentors is very Christian. And they're both very amazing people and very successful. And so I can pull in my own choice of spirituality or completely leave it out of business. But if I were to pull in a spirituality that's not mine, I wouldn't really be resonating with that. I wouldn't be attracting my clients. If I start to try to copy and mimic any of my mentors, then I'm not being me. I'm not being authentic, and my clients know that. And one of the things that we all want is we want to be authentic. We want to feel safe in who we are and what we're doing, and we want to be passionate about it. And it's really hard, if not impossible. I've never found it to be possible, at least, to be passionate about doing something that is not in alignment with who I am. If I'm trying to be somebody else and I'm trying to copy them, I'm trying to do all of those things, it doesn't work for me. So when I add the personal touch, when I'm me, when I sign things as I sign them, then that's what allows who I am to come out. It gives me self-confidence, it gives me clarity, it makes me passionate, I love doing it, and so I'm willing to keep doing this, and my clients know that. And they say, oh my gosh, you love what you're doing, of course I want to work with you. But when I was first starting and I was trying to be somebody I wasn't, people are like, something feels off. You don't really come off as who you are. And so I wasn't getting the business and I wasn't getting the clients and I wasn't happy. And that's huge. I want to be happy, I want to be passionate, and I want to share that with my clients. And the only way that I can do that is by having a personal touch and really being me. And so I love working with the company that I've been working with, doing all of this world-class marketing, because these are all things that they teach us, that I teach my clients, and we work together to create this world-class marketing. We're creating this collaborative value with personal touch, giving a lot of information, being on the ball, being quick, being available, and I absolutely love it. So if you want a little bit more information about working with me, click on the link below, put in your email, and I will send you my wealth building series. It's free, no obligation. Just click on the link, put in your email. It's simple. I'll do all the rest of the hard work, right? And like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know of those 5 tips that I gave you to create world-class marketing, which one of them resonates with you the most, and how are you going to implement that into your business? So thank you so much for tuning in today. Click on the link below, put in your email address, and have a great day. Bye-bye.